The New Balance Rebel is a model that has been with me for quite few years. Each year it underwent significant changes, and despite certain fundamentals, a lot was changing. This time, however, the changes aren't as substantial and we can finally talk about evolution rather than revolution. But are these changes significant enough to challenge the Adidas Evo SL in the fast daily trainer category? Let's find out. Here's the New Balance Rebel V5. Hi, I'm Michał and I'm an amateur runner who's simply in love with running shoes. On this channel you'll find reviews of gear, shoes and various running related topics. If you're interested, hit subscribe and leave a comment. It really helps reach new people. Thanks! Before I get into the running experience, I should mention that I received the New Balance Rebel V5 for testing from New Balance, but nobody influenced my opinions and nobody saw this material before you. The New Balance Rebel V5 is a lightweight daily trainer that will also serve as an excellent training/racing option for many runners. Their weight encourages faster running, while the softness of the midsole also works well for easy miles. Let's move on to the technical specifications. First, the upper. It features a single-layer synthetic mesh combined with an integrated semi-elastic tongue. The upper is breathable and will work especially well in warmer weather. The front of the shoe also has been reinforced with an additional protective overlay, which toe stabbers will appreciate. The shoe features 6-pair eyelet lacing system, a lightly padded collar, and internal heel support with a thermoplastic element. Regarding the insole, we have a removable Ortholite insole about 5 mm thick. It's perforated for better ventilation, has an antibacterial finish and offers light arch support. The midsole is the true heart of this shoe. It's made of new generation fuel cell foam. Stack height is 35.5 mm in the heel and 29.5 mm in the forefoot, giving us 6 mm drop. Compared to V4, we have a few more millimeters of foam and stability has been increased, achieved through roll promoting geometry, lateral midfoot support and a wider heel profile. The outsole is made of endurance rubber, approximately 3.5 mm thick in the most exposed areas, the forefoot and heel sides. The tread pattern was designed based on laboratory test data and strongly resembles what we recently saw in the Adidas Evo SL. Strategic flex grooves have been implemented for better flexibility, and the contact surface in the forefoot has been increased to improve stability on one hand and provide better ground grip on the other. The shoe weighs 218 grams in men's US 9 or EU 42 and 184 grams in women's US 8. In my size 45 EU or 11 US, it's 248 grams, more than the V4, but still an excellent result. The forefoot width is normal, D for men and B for women, and the shoe is not available in the wide version, it's only available in the standard version. If you are looking for more wider fit, you could just look at the V4, which has a little more space in the forefoot. And how do the new Rebels run? What you notice right after putting them on is definitely more noticeable softness. Those extra millimeters of foam are obvious. This naturally leads to greater comfort, while in version 4 I would often feel the ground quite distinctly. Here, that's rarely experienced. It's soft and the upper wraps the foot very well. Thanks to this, we also have much better foot lockdown than in the V4s. The upper is slightly narrower, the tongue is still gusseted and adapts excellently to the foot, and the heel counter is slightly narrower to keep the heel in place. The changes to the outsole also have improved what I had issues with in V4, grip. The new rubber definitely holds the ground better and I wasn't sliding around like in the predecessors. The tread pattern also suggests it might be slightly more durable rubber. I'm definitely counting on that, especially since the rest of the outsole handles durability mediocrely, but more on that in a minute. The New Balance Rebel V5 is a very versatile shoe, I feel even more so than the V4s. There we had dynamic trainers that also worked fairly well for daily easy training. In the V5s, it's still dynamic but not quite as much, however the feel on easy runs is really good, and the fairly wide platform provides quite a bit of stability for this type of shoe. And the last plus is the design. These are really nicely designed shoes, definitely more of an evolution of the V4's design rather than a total revolution. It's just a shame that only this fast colorway, this bright one, appeared at the launch, because I think in a more subdued version the Rebels could serve not just for running but also in a lifestyle setting. But now we get this colorway and a few others that look fantastic, and I would definitely go to the city for coffee or something in this. The new Rebels have lost some of their fast character. Don't get me wrong, you can still run faster in them, but the slightly higher weight and more soft foam mean they are simply not as dynamic as before. I see the shift in emphasis from training racing shoes more towards daily trainers. And the second minus, possibly only affecting my pair, might be due to my running on gravel and my weight. After around 100 kilometers, the outsole is already a bit torn up, especially in this colorway. It doesn't affect the running experience at all, but aesthetically it doesn't look great. The second pair looks really nice after a few runs, so maybe it was just a problem with this one. Let's fit the Rebels into a running shoe rotation consisting entirely of New Balance shoes. In the daily trainer category, I see two choices depending on what you're looking for and what kind of runner you are. For a lighter runner, my main choice would be the New Balance Rebel V5. Great, light and dynamic trainers in which you can run both easy training and much faster sessions. For heavier runner or one needing more cushioning, I'd recommend the New Balance 1080 V14. Soft, comfortable, admittedly more focused on easy mile logging, but if you're determined, you can do something faster in them too. In the long run shoe category, we again have two options, the New Balance Supercomp Trainer V3 and the New Balance Balos V1. The former offers lots of foam and stabilizing carbon plate. These two elements make long runs much more pleasant. The latter is essentially a slightly more dynamic version of the 1080s. And what about faster workouts? Here I'd choose the New Balance Supercomp Pacer V2. It's simply a very good option for dynamic running, but not as advanced as the SC Elite V4. And the SC Elite V4 lands in the racing shoe slot. It's the most dynamic model in New Balance's lineup. Okay, we have a rotation of 4 shoes. Now it's time to trim down. What would I give up if I wanted to have 3 shoes in the rotation? First, I'd drop the Pacers. You can handle fast workouts in this case with either the Elites or the Rebels, so there's nothing to worry about here. Let's go further. A 2-shoe rotation. I'd give up the Elites. The Rebels can handle duty as a budget racing shoes, and the SC Trainer V3 will do the job for long runs where we need comfort. And the final step, a single shoe rotation, though it's not quite the right word anymore. And here's a small surprise, because I'd choose a shoe based on the target distance. If you're training for up to a half marathon, the Rebels are your friend. If for a marathon, I'd choose the 1080 V14. Why? Because long running is much more pleasant in them and you can still do some faster workouts too. The New Balance Rebel V5 currently costs 160 euros in the official store. That's a slight increase from last year, which is a bit strange. What alternatives do I see in a similar budget? The first and obvious one is the Adidas Evo SL. Shoes with very similar principles, and I feel they are slightly better than the Rebels. They are soft, dynamic, and will also work as a lifestyle shoes, and most importantly, they are cheaper, currently 150 euros. The second option is my trainer of the year 2024, the Hoka Mach 6. These are still dynamic shoes, but they don't provide quite the same fun as the Rebels or Evo SL. They wrap the foot well and do their job very well, and you can get Max for around 160 euros. And the final alternative, slightly stretched, but in my opinion similar to the Rebels in many ways, is the new Mizuno Neo Zen. Very soft trainers with a sock-like upper. They handle easy runs really well, but you can also pick up the pace a bit. Weight-wise, they are roughly at the Evo SL level, and price-wise, it's pretty good. It's 150 euros, so the same as Evo SL. The New Balance Rebel V4 is definitely a successful continuation of the series. They improved what I thought was just okay in the previous edition, so shoe width, midsole softness, grip, and what worked pretty well in the Force stays the same. It's still not perfect, but it's definitely a step in the right direction, and there are simply very good shoes worth recommending. They will be an especially good choice as daily trainers for lighter runners and will also work as first racing shoes for many beginners at distances up to half marathon. In my personal ranking of daily trainers, they are second only to the Adidas Evo SL, but Evo SL hit it out of the park this year, so losing to them is no shame. If you made it to the end, thanks so much for watching. Hit subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and definitely write in the comments what do you think about these shoes. Also check out my Instagram and TikTok. All links you will find in the description. See you in the next video.